So, a realization I had this morning is that you have to have the hard conversations. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is. It doesn't matter how much you want to resist. Your brain is going to tell you to resist. You're going to make assumptions. You're going to feel crazy. You're going to feel just all type of emotions are going to rise up because these hard conversations are going to trigger some things. It's going to remind you of some things. It's going to take you back to some things. It's going to cause you to reflect. But it's necessary for you to heal, for you to change, for you to evolve, for you to get out of the cycles. You have to have the hard conversations with yourself and even with the people that you love, the people that, you went through the trauma with or may have caused some of the things that you're going through. You're going to have the conversation. You're going to have to be willing to be open, honest, transparent, authentic with yourself first, and then with the person. You're going to have to be honest. You can't hold nothing back. You can't cover up anything. Don't even choose to not say something just because of the other person's feelings or emotions, because this is for you at the end of the day, and this is for your healing. So whether the conversation goes the way you wanted it to or not, or the person didn't perceive, what you were saying, they didn't really understand, or they may still be, experiencing some resistance, just keep going. This is the part like you have to press through for your sake. For your sake. I'm saying this because I had to have hard conversations with somebody I love dearly this morning. And so I naturally tried to resist, and I got quiet, and I was like, okay, bye, I'll talk to you later or whatever. But it was good that they asked another question, because I would have hung up the phone with bitterness and anger. And so because they asked a question that kept the conversation going, I was able to open up and express myself. And I had a realization that I was dealing with some bitterness and anger in this relationship. And it was also revealed how this had all developed, and how much, like, being able to reflect back on the time from when it first started. And that was just the surface. So just being open and having a conversation, and, just sharing what you feel, what you're going through. It doesn't even matter how the person is going to feel. Like, it's for you. And you want to be able to be assessing your emotions and your feelings while you're having this conversation, because you want to make sure that you don't end in bitterness or anger, or you want to make sure that it ends in a way where you had a level of awareness where it's like, okay, I had that conversation and this is what I can do moving forward. You may want to go journal. You may just want to sit for a moment. You may just want to pray. Because even while I was having this conversation, I was just like, in my mind, I'm just like, okay, Lord, I know you know my thoughts. So I'm just like, you see this feeling right here? This is what I don't want, and I'm giving it to you. It's this feeling right here that I'm feeling. This is like what I'm saying in my heart, in my mind. This feeling right here, whatever is rising up. And it was anger. I felt some anger because I was like, you know what? How dare you? And I wanted to say so much stuff, but the person was just having a hard conversation with me and opening up and being honest with me to show me some things about myself. And because of that, I was able to say, okay, this is the feeling and I don't like it, Lord. And I want you to take it and have it. So the way that it was surrender is that I was able to continue the conversation, and there was a level of awareness. So now I can go to God and be like, Lord, I realize that I'm dealing with some bitterness and some anger in this. And I don't want this on me, Lord, or in me. Take it out. You better bind and rebuke, cast out that spirit of anger, bitterness, rejection. Because also in this conversation, when you're having hard conversations, you don't want to be rejected either. So you automatically start to make assumptions about how the conversation is going to go, what this person is going to say. Obviously, you're going to, my kids got that TV so loud, y'all. Obviously, you're going to, because you know this person and you had conversations with this person before and you think you know how they're going to respond, you also don't want to approach the conversations in that way either. Because remember, this is for you. And because you're opening up and you're being honest and you're being open and transparent about something so you can release, it's going to benefit them too, whether you see it right then or not. Don't expect a immediate result. The work is being done in you. It's being done in you. Okay. So, the scripture that says, forget the former things. This is some of the former things that you have to, it's a process. And so the way that I see it is like, if you're going to forget the former things, in Isaiah 54, it says, enlarge your tents, stretch out your pegs. I'm putting it in quotation. Forget the shame of your youth. Let go of bitterness and, let me find it. But that's been a scripture that I have been meditating on. And listen, if this is what the word is telling you to do, this is what you have to do. And you don't know how it's going to look for you to forget it. You don't know how it's going to look for you to let go of that old you. Ooh, it's something else I want to read too, but I'm not even going to. Okay. So I'm reading this book called Overcoming a Negative Self-Image, which is so good, y'all. I bought this book a while ago on Kindle, but I need to get a physical copy. I was just being cheap, but I like to have books physically in my hands so I can underline and stuff like that. But I'm reading a book called Overcoming Negative Self-Image by Neil T. Anderson. Yes.
Come look at Eva.
Is she sleeping? Okay, wait, I'm coming. Let me finish recording this. No, you just ate chips. No, ma'am. Put your legs down. Stop. But anyway, I was looking for Isaiah 54, but go grab that book. But Isaiah 54 says, bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. Is she sleeping, you said?
I said, look.
It's cold in here. Isaiah. I'm kidding. Okay, so right here, this is the KJV. I'm going to read AMPC.
Make your desk dirty.
Can you clean it for me again? No, not 26. Isaiah 54. All right, so right here it says, enlarge the place of your tent and let the curtains of your habitations be stretched out. Spare not, lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes. For you will spread abroad to the right hand and to the left, and your offspring will possess the nations and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for you shall not be ashamed, neither be confounded and depressed, for you shall not be put to shame. For you shall forget the shame of your youth, and you shall not seriously remember the reproach of your widowhood anymore.
Where did you get this?
I'm skipping to 6. For the Lord has called you like a woman forsaken, grieved in spirit, and heart sore, even a wife, woed and won in youth, when she is later refused and scorned, says God. So that's Isaiah 54,
Mom, where did you
1
get
through
this
6.
from?
I bought it from the store. And so, forgetting the shame of your youth and stretching out your tent and your pegs, it's going to require you to let go of some things. That's the only way that you can. That's the only way that you can enlarge. But I'll be back, y'all, with part 2. Okay, my kids.